Oh, Yvonne, this one is one of my favorite topics. I don't even know where to start with this one. Owning your shit can do wonders for your overall life. Just taking that accountability. But let's explore, what does it mean for you to, as a leader or as an upcoming leader, to truly own your shit? One of the attributes essential for success as a leader is the ability to remain human. So while we're trying to lead, inspire, motivate, and guide others, as you grow in your leadership role, it's easy to get caught up and let ego get in the way. And that is when it's most remembered to lead with empathy and ability to admit when you are wrong about something. Accepting that you don't have all the answers, even as a leader, is more of a strength than a weakness. You forget that, I know, but it really, really is. People want to be led by somebody who can own up to their own BS, let the ego go, and learn from their mistakes. That's inspiring. That is what's motivating, and that is what's human. By doing this, you will allow others to fail and accept their learnings as well and move past them. That is leading by example.
Elena, let me give it to you straight. The biology of our brain makes it difficult to be empathetic, genuine, more human, while at the same time we are focused on work, while being on continuous stress and pressure. Our brain, in fact, has two competing sections. So we have the first section that is responsible for what we call our intuition, our guts, and our human side. And the other one that it is more related to analytical tasks and rational decisions. When one area is overused, the other one gets less of control in your actions. So let me translate it. If your focus is on actually doing work, you are not actually leading. So you can forget about being more empathetic, genuine, if you are focused on analytical tasks continuously. When you are overworked because there is so much stress in a day-to-day basis, your brain is going to be focused on that specific analytical task, and you cannot just switch it over to the more empathetic and human part of the brain. And let me tell you something. 95% of our brain is that. It is exactly driven for empathy, for the human side. Is the one who has a lot of coding from everything that we do in a routine basis, including breathing. So if you don't give time to remind yourself to wake up this human side brain, you don't stand a chance to be a good leader. The human area of the brain reacts super well to routines. So the practice of a daily stop and remember in a continuous basis, that will help you to be able to recover. So imagine that you are focused at work for a couple of hours, or let's say 40 minutes. Why don't you create mindful moments where you're going to stop doing, you're going to take a deep breath, and you are going to reactivate this human connection. Because one, you need time for your brain to switch from one side to the other. The brain doesn't like wasting energy. The switching from one side to the other, that makes a lot of waste of energy. In fact, when you are overstressed, there is overproduction of sugar. And to produce sugar, in fact, is one of the molecules that is more hard to produce without using so much energy. So it is important to stop and remember to have these moments of empathy, to be able to switch from one side, the analytical side that you're using for your day-to-day job as a leader, in order to move towards the empathic and activate it. Activate it, that means do a micro action, connect with someone, talk stuff, live, personal stuff with your colleagues, with your peers, with your direct reports. That is what is important in order to switch from one side to the other, and that can be trained. So don't put it on the fault of your brain because there is two sides of the brain that are competing with each other. No, it is on your call to make the time feasible to shift from one side to the other, right?
Hi guys, Elena here from Bestern. If you're enjoying this episode, please make sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on weekly new videos that we have coming out on personal and professional development topics. Also, feel free to send your questions and engage with us and comment in the YouTube videos in the comment section below. Now back to the episode. Absolutely. And here's some things to help you get started. So first of all, you have to stop worrying about looking bad. Worry about looking fake. Admit your downfalls, even when you're wrong, discuss it and move on. be your own leader first as well. Take care of yourself first. It shows self-respect. And I think that is so important, that when someone shows they respect themselves, it sends signals to others as well. All of these different signals that we pick up, like just the way we show up, the way we present ourselves, the how we feel about ourselves, the energy that we carry around, it actually attracts the right kind of people as well. So if you're looking and acting like a hot mess, right, you won't get very far as a leader. Nobody wants a leader that's looking and acting like a hot mess. Let's be realistic. Share the good and the bad. Don't only bring the good news to the team. Be transparent, even when things are not so great and peachy and positive. This will help promote that human part of you and allow for others to do the same. And also remember that making mistakes actually gives you power. You fail, you learn, you get better, and you come back stronger. So don't be afraid of making mistakes and admitting them, no matter what level you are in your leadership roles.
Elena, this conversation made me think about the last conversation that we had about the importance of trust in organizations. So what you have said is just a spot on this generation of molecules that activate the engagement and motivation on teams that has very rapidly changed during the last years. When we feel connected with someone that we admire and we trust, we generate molecules that are going to allow us to be more productive, more creative, and that's something that any organization wants, right?
Absolutely.